and Cops and the body cam show. I tell you what, it's a really good thing that Styx Larkin hasn't completely retired yet.
Yeah.
Because
I'd say it is.
Those taking that Gulfstream jet from Tulsa International to New York to tape that show every week, that's all gone, homie.
It's been 86, man. I'm sorry to tell you.
All that money you thought you were going to be getting? Ooh, if I were you, I'd be pissed.
I don't know, man. I just don't know where this all calms down, and it's hard to tell what people think even the solution or they're wanting the solution to be. It's like they're just doing this and they continue it. And it's like, what do you want? Like, come on.
I truly don't think the South will allow it. I don't think you're going to see the South defunding police departments. I don't see.
With that being said, what do we do as a nation about the stuff that's going on in these
I don't know. Find out what
you vote.
Find out how the blue states are handling all this crap.
What's voting going to do about the 6 square blocks in Seattle that they're claiming they've taken from the United States?
I mean, hey, that's bold move. If you could take 6 city blocks in Seattle and just say, this is mine. I didn't realize it was that easy to claim sovereignty, and thank you, but I'd like to
bet
do
Texas,
that as well.
Texas is like shit.
Yeah. We've been down that road before, yeah. I mean, there's no right answer right now because currently we're kind of in, we're just kind of in the mix of it.
I own a piece of property in Flower Mound, and I'm not afraid to move to Texas.
Okay, well, here's my deal. When they take 6 blocks like that, I mean, we're talking Mogadishu shit. I mean, that's the stuff that goes on in third world nations, man.
Yeah. You'll have some kind of faction come in and take part of downtown, and then you got to fight everybody. Well, I think that's just absolutely stupid. What's the name of that group? That John Brown
Gun Club,
the John Brown
Gun Club.
Bullet People or whatever they call them. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet if there's any operators in that group, there might be one.
Maybe.
See,
that's what I don't get either. They're a far left pro Second Amendment group. Like what? Like isn't there some? Doesn't that not go together?
It's like having a far right pro abortion group.
Yeah, like that doesn't match up.
Are you talking about people like a left group that believes in caring?
Oh, not only that. I mean, arming themselves to the hilt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, you saw when a few weeks ago I talked about going down to the protest, and buddy, you want to talk about some people that were carrying guns like I'd never seen before, man. These guys were dressed up. They looked like they had berets on. They were carrying shotguns and stuff, and it was kind of cool to see.
What color outfits were they wearing?
Oh, they were like camo pants, black tank top.
Were they hiding their identity?
No.
Okay, that's respectable enough.
But
yeah,
that's the thing is that like I don't know actually. I'm not sure where we're getting at here.
Or just simply talking about far left people arming themselves when 99.9% of the left wants guns gone.
Oh, sure. I don't think that's accurate, but
okay, 99.8%, whatever.
It's becoming. I guess how do they say posh? Or I don't know if that's a good word even. It's because there's so much uncertainty right now. Kind of everybody's like, maybe I should get a gun. It doesn't matter your political beliefs because.
See, I don't have a problem with that because 99.8% of the rest of the Democrats. If everybody decides to go get a gun because they feel they need to protect themselves, and all of a sudden civil war breaks out, and all those Democrats with guns come out with those guns, I'm not really that afraid, to be honest, at all. I can stand and get probably 6 shots off to their 6 shots, and I'm not going to get hit, and I'll hit 6 targets. If you're not a skilled marksman, you will not shoot me. You won't. It's impossible. They're going to stand back at 100 yards, try to fire their pistols to kill me.
I'd like to. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I'm just curious to see what a civil war would look like nowadays. I'm just. I'm not a proponent of it by any means.
Let me tell you something. Be careful what you wish for.
I ain't wishing.
And be happy that you don't have a freaking rebel flag on top of that damn Trans Am.
No kidding.
No.
I think we're getting ready to find out what a civil war looks like. I think it's coming real soon.
And I for one do not want to see a civil war. Don't want anything to do with it. You know why? Everything's going good for me right now. You know, my health might not be the best, but I'm making good money. Everything's going good. And I don't need Antifa or people named Daryl screwing up my program.
Well, I mean, it's. I don't know. I don't want to make any predictions because I just like to look at things as how they're happening. I like to observe everything that's going on. I don't get, if y'all can't tell, I don't get too particularly passionate about really anything just because it's a certain sense of, being able to identify and understand what each side is arguing or what's, upsetting each side.
I've had a great 3 months of COVID. I really have.
COVID was good. That was actually a good time this year.
I had a great 3 months of COVID, and then somebody had to come and F it up. I got that. I'm not that stupid, Donnie.
I said COVID. It was actually, like, turns out COVID was not a bad time.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is getting off the track. We're still...
But you got a point. Like, I wish we could go back to the COVID days,
Yeah.
I wish we could because...
That'd be a good band name, just saying. The COVID days.
Yeah. I agree.
This is awesome. I haven't laughed. I'm belly laughing to the point that I'm going to have to go to the bathroom here in a minute.
Yeah, I'll unplug for a second.
Are you need to go? How about we take a break for some pee and we'll be back on the other side talking about, I don't know, something fun. Y'all hang on. Okay, that was awesome.
Sure,
no music.
Be sure you unmute it.
Yeah, I of course I will. But no, we're back. We had to go pee. Donnie's still out. He's not doing the 2 minutes and 37-second kind of pee. I think he's outside smoking a cigarette actually, but he'll be back in a little bit. But it's kind of cool for me to bring my kiddo to the studio tonight. He'd never seen us actually do a broadcast.
The magic happen. He's never seen the magic. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Huh. It's good. It's good. I like it. I like that we're back in the studio.
Well, now, you remember when we moved into this studio, he was here and he helped move in and all that mess, but that's the only time he'd ever been to the studio.
Oh, that's what I just see in my head. I was just assuming, I guess.
Yeah. No, he's
all right. Well, cool.
Kind of having fun with it. He's like, man, I'm going to start my own podcast. We gonna do podcast about. I don't know how
you can't do stuff because Beans does stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Beans does stuff, so
yeah, you can't do stuff.
And if you guys have not seen Beans Does Stuff, his podcast is very straightforward. It's very British, and it's
very awesome.
It's quite funny. Now I don't know if he's intending for it to be funny, but there's certain things.
I see some cool humor in it.
Yeah. There's certain things that I kind of laugh about. But he's a really good friend, and even though he lives across the pond in England, he's actually got some Oklahoma roots.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
And one of these days, I think we're gonna try to have Beans on the podcast and kind of interview him a little bit and talk about his Oklahoma roots and actually how we connected. He actually found us, the Titty and Shiner Show, when he found out that he had relatives in Oklahoma, and so he wanted to hear a podcast from Oklahoma.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he literally looked up podcasts from Oklahoma, and Titty and Shiner Show was on the top. That's literally how he started listening to it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God, that's funny. I didn't know that part of the story. That's great.
Yeah. So I really want to get him on and talk to him and interview him because even though he's a Brit, he's real easy to understand. I have other friends who are Brit that speak like backwood alley commoner, and you can't.
He reminds me of Banger though, because Banger, you can understand Banger when he talks.
Banger speaks Queen's English.
Oh, here we go with that information. I don't know why you know it.
Yeah, he speaks Queen's English, the very proper English, and Beans
like I do.
Beans is kind of a mix between commoner and proper Queen's English.
He's got a little ruffian in him.
Yeah, a little bit. He's got a little rugby in him.
Yeah,
for sure. Actually, darts. If you like darts, I'm not very good at darts, but man, I can.
By rugby, we mean darts.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm accurate.
That is a science, man. That is a total science.
Yeah, you can't.
I have so much respect for that.
Darts, no. Sharts, I'm accurate at that. I'm accurate at hell as hell.
World champ.
Sharts, yeah.
World champ 4 years running, bud.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Speaking of podcasts that we know, I saw a deal, I guess today. I think Lainey's going to bring another one out. So there's all, yeah. I think she's going to drop a new episode soon. But
I think you're talking about different podcasts.
No. But all these podcasts, man, that we know, good old guys. We got Johnny Simo and Todd Orndorff over at the Todd Orndorff.
Yeah, the Toddcast and
Podcast.
Podcast Chick Laney and, of course, Joe Rogan. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Joe Rogan at least once an episode.
The guy. Let's not forget the guys over at Outdoor Drive. That's a great
Outdoor
podcast.
Drive is a great
Those
podcast.
Guys, great guys, man.
And
those dudes.
NASCAR wise, I don't. Yeah.
We're back on this.
Well, and I'm sorry about this because there's some old school drivers. Like, I really want to know what Dale Jr. really actually thinks about this, not what his business
telling him to say.
Yeah, not his business marketing.
What he personally as a person.
Yeah,
himself.
Because I would think personally, he'd be like, I don't give a shit. You know, if this is going to hell in a hand, if this is what we're going to be, man, I bet he's probably thinking about, you know what, I might just be outie on this deal. He's got $300 million. He's got more money than his grandchildren spend. So, you know, if NASCAR is going to go to pink and purple, then I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I think we're at a pivotal point right now because I think in this whole process, this is a very pivotal point because I think now we're with what's going on in Seattle. We've crossed over from a racial thing. Now we're talking about a totally different ballgame.
Yes,
this is past the racial thing.
I don't know, white guilt. Is that what you want? Is that it did? I guess Donnie coined that term, and rightly so. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to unmute you.
I didn't coin nothing.
You didn't coin nothing.
I'm just saying. I think when we have groups that are cordoning off sections of cities and saying that they now own them, and you know, we're not talking about black and white now. I mean, we're talking about people setting up shop. Like I said, that's third world shit.
Well, it is, and if it happened in Washington D.C.,
I think it happened in Seattle.
Yeah, I realize that. But if it happened in Washington, D.C., it would be completely different. Washington, D.C. is federal jurisdiction. And taking over city blocks like that in federally is a very, very, very bad thing and could be followed with
the government.
Yeah. It's that's where it gets serious. You're trying to overthrow the government. That's what you're trying to do.
But don't you think that's what's happening in Seattle?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Overthrow the government. They'd like nothing better.
I mean, that's Antifa's spoken goal. That's what they're all about.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, they're anti-Nazi and they're anti-fascist. Well, I'm not a Nazi and I'm not a fascist.
No.
But you know, is there only one guy who is, or who they think is?
You do if you lived in those city blocks.
I don't know.
Like you're essentially being held hostage.
I got to admit, 100%, I am worried about this election.
I don't think we're gonna make it that far, bro. I think this is gonna bust off crazy before we even get to November, man.
Yeah, and not to mention when it comes to something that I've been pondering quite a bit lately is how the elections are gonna go accordingly. Because you know, if by chance there's this this kind of resurgence of COVID, or if there's something that happens in the fall time, buddy, do you know who's working the polling booths? A bunch of old ladies, and they seen with the primary in Georgia a couple weeks ago. They saw people waiting in line for up to 5 to 6 hours just to vote.
And then most of the old ladies didn't know how to work the electronics in the voting booth.
Yeah, they've already shut down they shut down something like, I mean, I can't remember the exact amount, but I was told in Tulsa they've already shut down like 40, 50 polling places because they can't get enough people to come in and volunteer and work them.
Okay, so you said that you made that statement about COVID and